Hey, it's Mark. Let's jump right into some of the trades I made today. I traded the FCEL puts. I have this one on my short bias watch list that I never took it. I took the FTCH earlier instead, but it basically just came back up, and it came up to that level that was the former support level, and it just failed to hold that, so it became resistance level, at least what I'm seeing as the setup. And then I think this is going to be a bear flag. Like a lot of times, these ones don't go down forever, in a straight line, so they do have bear flags. So just the fact that it failed that level and did a bear flag and actually broke through it, which you can see a little better there. So that one, so to me that was the signal to get short. So I longed the puts. I got a couple of strikes. I got like the October 6th $1. Actually, I got a couple of dates, and I got the September 29 $1. Pretty undersized because like the market's kind of flipped a little bit here, so I think a lot of stuff's can squeeze. Like there's being short a lot of things. There's a lot of risk with squeezes because I saw some things that are looking like it's a short-term bounce. So the other ones I traded, I bought the SIRI calls. I had the SIRI puts on the breakdown. So I had the SIRI puts that I bought when that bear flag broke there. When it broke that bear flag triangle right there, I put on puts, and then in hindsight I could have taken more off at the lows there on this day, but I don't think I was watching it at that time. But so today when it broke above this downtrend line that had been holding up, for about 2 months now, I put on some calls because it looked like the market. It looked like it was a switch there, like it just took over with the bulls. So I put on the 450 calls, and I put them on at like must have been 4:30 or 4:20. It was pretty early in the day, and those are up 520% right now. So that was a pretty good read, and I could have gone even larger since I was kind of sensing a pivot here with the market turning bullish, at least short term. So, but that's pretty good because I just overcame because I had a loss there from the puts. So I'm gonna lock this one in this time. So I'll be probably taking those profits tomorrow. Is the plan, because I'm not expecting like a huge run. Well, it could happen, but it's still an entry, like if it breaks out. But I gotta lock those in now because the 500% gain is pretty good. You gotta take some profits there. So I'm just looking through here to see if I made any other trades that are worth talking about or that were big. I think that was it for the trades today. I noticed my CGC puts did pretty well today, and it looks like the cannabis kind of fell apart again today, which is nice. So there's a bear flag there. So they just rallied, and then it was a really weak rally, and it's just back to breakdowns. It looks like. It looks like just the fact that it's never really had a good bounce here. I think there's even more. There's a lot more to the short side here. That's really tempting to add to my puts here. or tomorrow at least, because the market's closed now. It's like 7 o'clock my time. But I did the FCEL pretty undersized, but yeah, these CGC have got the 50. I've got the 50-cent strikes. It's actually up. They're up like 33% on the monthlies, which is interesting. So, like as I was saying in these other videos, these cannabis stocks when they go down pretty hard, and there's a lot of short sellers involved. So at least from my view, from what I've seen and my thoughts on it, like they will go down pretty fast. So it looks like that's happening. So there's still shorts in some of these, but I'm seeing even better things now. Like today, after I did some scans, so I can report back some interesting setups here in this video that I'm about to talk about. So, but I just wanted to do a brief overview of my trades. And the uranium ones came back today. The uranium stocks came back, and my DNN calls were up pretty nice today. Looks like this settled back down, but I did find one uranium stock that I hadn't seen before. The UEC was really good today, and this UEC and URG I've been talking about for like seems like months now, but I think it was just like a month ago. So I started noticing the relative strength that these two, specifically UEC and URG, had about a month or two ago, because it did that. I liked this base it did there, and then the breakout, because it did a nice. I'm just drawing some rough lines there so you can see the base, but it did a nice little base and then broke out, retested, and then just it's been straight up ever since, really. And looks pretty good today. I mean, that was a good candle. I think that's still got some potential, even though they're up so much. That's kind of the level it's been at there. This is a good uptrend line there. So we just broke through some more resistance to a new high today. So I still have the DNN calls and the NXC. I may have bought some of the FCEL in another account with the shares, and I still have the UROY. Actually, I don't think I traded the FCEL at least yet, but this volume looks pretty good. Like, see the volume's decreasing, so it looks like it really wants to break out over that major level. And the UROY, I still have shares in that one. And this one was pretty good today too. I mean, not as great a clean up breakout as the NXC or the UEC, but this one's still hanging in there. And then they've got these uranium stocks, even though they had a bad couple days or a bad day the other day, they still got this nice uptrend going. So I'm just looking. I thought about cutting a lot of them when they were red the other day, but I was just looking at the uptrend lines, and they're holding those lines still. Like, that's the line to watch on UROY or UROY. And the volume looks good, like a lot of buy volume, and then on the pullback there wasn't as much sell volume. So they're looking pretty good. And these uraniums are, and the fact that the market's been kind of weak, these things have had the relative strength, which is pretty impressive. But the one I found, the uranium stock I found today was the GVXXF, and this one, it's like a penny stock. It's like, I'm not even sure what it is, like if they've got any revenue or whatever, but this one just busted through a level, and that's, I think, the pattern that I've been seeing a lot, or that's the pattern that's still working now with, the market up today. So you got a lot of stocks coming off of these long consolidation bases, and then they break out. When they break out over this resistance level, that's the setup there. When they've shown some technical strength. So this one's a like really speculative one. I'm not even sure. My brokers probably don't even have trading in it, but this is another uranium stock that I added to the uranium watch list. And really good price action today and past couple days even. It's another breakout of a level. Of course, my favorites are the ones that I have, and even the UEC now. So that's what happened with the uraniums today. And we can look at some of my other. I found one that's actually a long bias. And surprisingly, it was a bank or a financial. Is a financial, but this one, I found this one in my scans. It's a really clean triangle, and you don't see these too often. These really nice triangles. Like it just formed one perfectly, like a perfect triangle, and an ascending. The ascending triangles are bullish, and the descending triangles are bearish, usually. But the key is with any triangle is the move off of the tip. So once it hits the tip, that's when there's the pivot point, is where when it hits the tip and breaks out up or down, and that's what gives you the signal to long or short. So this one broke out to the upside of the triangle, which I would have bought this one if I had just seen this triangle developing, because you don't see too many just like this one where it's a good green days with volume, and then the consolidation, because the triangle is basically just a consolidation pattern, like a bull flag, or anything that's consolidating, like a pennant or whatever. So, but the volume is the key on the flags. Like there's a ton of sell volume, like back here, that's probably more likely just real selling and not consolidating. Where consolidating is where people are buying and people are selling, but it just kind of just goes flat and stays flat, and this is not really a mark direction change. So, well, there is a direction change, but like on bull flags, it's not as prominent and like significant. But this one, this kind of the volume just dried up really on the flag or on the triangle, and it just broke out convincingly. We did two hammers in a row, which is interesting, and then broke out there. So I haven't looked at the fundamentals of this one. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume it's not the best company because it's like 30 cents a share. So, but it's got the things that I like to see going here, and it's got this another base formed, and then break out of this trading range base. It's like actually more of a trading range because it did it like a double bottom there. So when it broke out of there, that's the setup. You look at the past, it's actually had some pretty good runs back in 2021. It went from like 20 cents to 90 cents. So like I can't vouch for the fundamentals on this one or anything. analysis wise, because I haven't looked at it, but I just like the technical setup, and sometimes that happens with stocks. The technicals are really good. So I think this one's got like 1 or 2 more days for sure of a run, but it's not my like high conviction trade now. It's not a high conviction one, but more like a speculative. But the other ones that I looked at that were really interesting to me was these banks. So we can look at the one I found the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago. BRBS. It's I believe it's a regional bank, but it's definitely a smaller bank, obviously, and it's just been in a nosedive, like a stair stepper down, and it looks like shorts. To me, it looks like short selling control. I don't want to say manipulation, but it looks like the short sellers are in control. I mean, you look at all the volume, the sell volume here and down there. Like it's a barrage of selling. It's a lot of volume too. So when you see something like this, like and you see financials are holding up pretty well, it makes me think that maybe there's something that the market knows that we don't know, or that somebody knows. I don't know. It's just speculative, that statement, but that's just the first hunch that I have when I look at something like this. Like, I don't know what's going on with this company, but the stock price is getting obliterated almost. So look at the sell volume. Another higher than average high sell volume day today. And kind of curious because I was looking at the options on it. I'll have to make a market in the options. Like, there's no volume. There's not enough volume to really do anything, but yeah, still no. I don't see any more activity. And the other one that I found, I was going through my gap down scan, and I found the FFWM. And this one's definitely a regional bank, and it's stalled out here. And I just want to look at KRE real quick to just compare these two, because especially the BRBS has just been a lot weaker than the ETF, the KRE, but the FFWM is a little more in line. So not so much of a red flag, but the technicals were really good as it hit my gap down scan. So really big sell day today, which was kind of unusual with a lot of the indices being up today. And this one has been in a nosedive since the 20th. So I like this one short or with long puts. And I just looked at the options. They seemed a lot more liquid. I mean, there's other regional banks that are short, of course, but the fact that it's gapping down so much is can be a signal. It's a good signal for me, at least for that scan and what I've been doing lately, because that's what's been working in these downtrends. So the FFWM, it's at about 589. I always like to go out of the money because especially when there's like volatility like on the short side, because I like capturing the downside and the volatility, but so let's look at this one. Yeah, there's 5 strikes. The $5 strike. The $5 strike on the FFWM looks really good. I mean, the difference in premiums is interesting in the The IV is about half of the 750s. I might even go with the 250s like a month or two out, maybe two. I mean, it's like $5 a premium. Yeah. Yeah, these look pretty good. $5. And there's a lot of volume. I mean, the volume on the open interest on these 250s was 1,000 in this platform here. Let's see. I've got this Loom thing on the side here. I don't know if you can see that, but I've been using this Loom app for these videos, and it's been really nice. But they just kind of simplified it. I kind of liked it better before, but it's still really good. I really like Loom. Yeah, the 250s are liquid. Going back to up to January 24th. The January 24s are liquid with a higher IV, but I haven't really been focusing much on the IV in a lot of these. Like when I get the direction right, that's really the key. So FFWM, I like that one. With different strikes, different months out. I think it was January. The January 250s or 250 strikes are really good. Look really good. It's like you can get a lot of contracts. It's got like the ask is at 15, and the spread's really wide, but that's just the way they are on these, in a lot of these. But it looks liquid enough. Yeah, it's got volume there. So the next ones. So we got the banks. We can go to some gold. I looked at this one as a short yesterday off of this pattern. Like I very rarely see a chart like this where it just does the same pattern 3 times in a row. I mean, it did well, actually it did it there too. This is wild. Yeah, it did a bear flag here, and then it gapped down, and then ran down, and it did a bear flag, gap down, run down, bear flag, gap down, run down, and it's in a bear flag. Well, it came off a bear flag again, and then it just gapped down yesterday. So it looks like it's going to go down some more. But I mean, it should have been like, yeah, it's kind of what gold's been doing too, but usually they don't do it that perfectly and predictably. So I forgot I put on those puts. I put on the AU puts in my other account, so I wasn't looking at it. I put on AU puts. I think it was like the 15 strikes, and I put those on today. And SOXX is really trying to get some momentum there. It broke out of this channel. I've been watching it, and I had a feeling. I mean, I knew it was going to come back and try to test the upper bound on the channel, but it actually broke out above it. So looks really bullish. Like that's what it did back here too, off of the channel. Like see that channel there. You can see this. That was the same channel. In essence, and then it broke out and then just kept going. So I think there's going to be some momentum off of this, and I mean it's probably going to try to reclaim that major level there. It's got this major level there. It's going to try to reclaim. It's kind of like the IWM and the other indices, like the they just got oversold, short-term oversold, like I was talking about, and they're due a bounce, so they bounced, and the VIX isn't really high enough, I think, for these things to just start crashing. So that's got something else, another reason why they bounced. So I think this one's gonna try to bounce up. It's gonna try to test this level again, and it's gonna like magnet to that. It's kind of like cliche, but the magnet thing, but it's gonna. I really think it's gonna run some more days here. At least it's gonna try. So the RID puts came back a little bit today. Still got the RID puts, and my USO calls are decayed like crazy now, but it's kind of doing what it does when it's bullish. It just kind of pauses. So I had like a pause day. Like it does that in these runs. It has these red days where it just it'll blow past them, but we'll see. And UUU, the quad U is still holding the uptrend level, so that's good. That's what I'm watching, this level here, this support channel. And let's go through some more watch lists, because I had a bunch of stocks that I was looking at. CWH, I was talking about this one on the long side a day or two ago, because it came down and it's testing this these levels back there, so it's really oversold. So it had an oversold bounce, just like everything else in the market today, or most things. So it broke that downtrend line too. So I really was thinking about buying the calls today, but I want to see it get another good green day, or at least another. Well, I don't want to see another green. I want to see it just break above this. So if we hit 2051, it's a long to me, because sometimes these little rallies can fail, and they can push back down. So I want to see some really good signal that it's gonna hold this uptrend move, because this is a good first start there, but I want to see it break out again tomorrow over 250, and it's got liquid options too. I was looking at like the 22 strike. The 22 strike looks pretty good, like a couple weeks out. So I think it'll get there, but we just gotta make sure it doesn't fake out. And oh yeah, that robotics one that I did a write-up on this one on my blog. On the Substack. My Substack, I did a pretty in-depth analysis on this company, and some really good fundamentals going for it. It's got good growth, and it's in the right industry. So they just got a big contract for them today, about $13 million contract, and the market cap's like super low. So it was actually like, relative to the market cap, it's like a huge contract. So that's what you want to see with these small companies, is big contracts come in. They got an Air Force contract for $13 million. So that popped the stock up a lot today. And this one's like, well, actually the main reason I liked it was it was a deep value stock. It was trading below its quick liquidation value. Quick liquidation value is the net current asset value. So the net current asset value is kind of a rough. It's a good deep value metric to look at, and it was cheap, like a month or two ago. So this thing got really cheap, and I'm gonna be buying some for just like a long-term hold, because it's a good value stock. It's a good value stock for a deep value portfolio. And the fact that it's got some momentum, I think it's likely to increase. Still have lab calls. Excuse me. There was another robotics one. Yeah, AZ. This AZ is another robotics company, small cap robotics. And it's actually held in there pretty well from considering how bad some of these small caps have been hit, but this one's got support around $1.20. And the NTNX kind of faked out there, like a fake out breakout. That's what happens a lot. So it's still above these levels here, so it's still got a lot of potential to break out again if it holds above that red line, which is some major level. Let's go through another watch list, so make sure I got everything, because there's a lot of stuff today. Oh yeah, FFIE. I can't remember if I don't think I even talked about that one before. This one hit my breakdown scan. There might have been a gap down. It's been really weak off of this support break. So it's got that chart that I like to see where it breaks below a support level and hits a new low, at least short term. So this one's good. I mean, it was red today even with the market too, so a lot of this, sometimes it's pretty telling when you see, stocks doing the opposite of what the market does. So I need to look at the options on this one because I think it just had some wild strikes. But that's another one I like, short biased. Yeah, I think it had, well, it's actually not that bad. Wow. I should have been looking at this one today because this is a good one for puts. It's got weeklies and monthlies. It's got the monthly $1 strikes. Look pretty liquid. Those look good. And the weeklies are pretty good too. Yeah, the weeklies are really liquid. The October 6th is our really tight spread there. The 13th October is not so much, but yeah, I need to put this one on. I need to look at this one really good tomorrow if it breaks down. If we break down below 129, this thing's a short because it can be a good runner on the short side. So I gotta put that one up higher on my watch list too, so I don't miss it. Let's see. Yeah, my watch lists are pretty full now with a lot of short setups. But I'll show you what I saw today. Looks like there's gonna be a bounce, or it's gonna continue. TPIC. Yeah, this one hit one of my scans too, and it looks good as a short. It was really weak today. It was really weak today too with a strong market. So this one's a good short setup on a breakdown. And it's got puts. It's got liquid puts too, or pretty liquid. It's got 250 strike puts for monthlies. It's another good short setup. I mean, even if the market bounces here, there's going to be a lot of stocks are still going to make lows, like these ones that are in trouble technically, and maybe fundamentally too. So yeah, it's another red stock when the market was green today. It's a good short bias. Yeah, so let's look at some more ETFs. The XHB, it just really likes that long-term trend support, and it came back up to it again today. So I think it's gonna make a run for that level again, because it's holding this long-term trend support, or it's right on it really. So, and let's look at that channel better. Yeah, it broke out of that rough channel too. I mean, that's pretty much the channel it's in. So it popped above it. So that's bullish. It's kind of like the SOXX or like the semis. It's kind of similar chart. So I really think it's going to try to put up some more green days here. And Qs were pretty. Yeah, it came back up to that level too. And I'm really confident on this level here because it's that level from back in June, and it showed itself here on that touchdown there. So it's really going to try to go for that level again, or hold it tomorrow. And then we could be back up in this channel, so the momentum's could be back with the bulls, because that was a big level there. And let's look at SPY too. Yeah, similar chart. But yeah, it's make or break. Looks like tomorrow and Monday for the bulls on this. But I'm not surprised because it's just so short-term oversold. I mean, it's pretty much the same percentage as it did back here before it bounced. So with the VIX not being super high, it is kind of wasteful to look for a crash here. But I don't really care because I just trade the setups and these breakdowns and just stuff that I see that's working. But yeah, KRE actually held really well today. I mean, that level, yeah, you can see that trend line, or see this downtrend channel. It's becoming more clear now that this channel here, see it's definitely in this channel still, and it's trying to go up to the top, to the resistance here of this channel, and it held that big level there. Like it held this channel level. So, well, I think this downtrending channel is actually even going to be more important, but that's what's going on there. So it's not really super bearish. It looks like it's going to try to gonna pop up again. So if there's other banks that I just added to my short bias, like the FFWM and the BRBS, they break down again, that's a pretty telling. But yeah, something's going on with these. Like there's just a lot of selling pressure, and I'll just double check and make sure I got everything that I was looking at as important today. Yeah, we did the uranium. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. There were some staples or consumer stocks that I was looking at before that have kind of had some rough times, like the Wolf is Petco, and in the city I moved in from recently, they shut down one of their stores in a really good area, and they shut that store down. So that was like a year ago. So I guess that's been happening probably in some of the other markets, but this one's in a serious downtrend too. Looks like it's trying to bear flag. And I looked at a lot of retailers and stuff. Land's End's just in a channel. Yeah, channel there. But yeah, so the XHB looks pretty good. I mean, a lot of these sectors look pretty good today. Like they're gonna try to follow through. So I'm trying to limit my shorts to like really good breakdown setups. But this looks like a bear flag. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these housing related stocks pop if XHB does get some good momentum going. Because a lot of these stocks are pretty heavily shorted, and they'll just like really pop. So I'll wrap it up there. Oh yeah, K-Web. I'm still watching K-Web. I really like this potential setup on the breakdown or the channel break. When it breaks above either of these lines, but it's held it so well. Like it's held this channel so well. I mean, it's held it like a million times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's held it like 8 times so far. So it's gonna try to hold it again, but we'll see. Like, because I don't have a clear bias on China here. But I mean, I'd be more inclined for the short bias. But watching these levels here to see if we get a breakout or breakdown. And I will be trading this one whether or not it decides to go up or down out of these levels. It's hard to get this exact level on the channel, but I'm just going to go off of that touch there, because it's basically squeezing up there. It's going to make a move. So we'll wrap it up there, and I'll catch you next time.